Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So my name is Muhammad Syawal. My metric number is 1933887. So today I'm going to present on my FFP project entitled Development of Smart Managing Apps for Paddy Farmers at Northwest Selangor Rice Scheme. So basically, good field management is very important because it consists of inputs such as fertilizer, chemicals, seeds, and many more. So if it doesn't manage well, it can affect the yield at the end of the season. And also, it also involve lots of costs, where again if it doesn't manage well the cost, it can affect losses to the farmer. And the last one is it can affect the surrounding, where all these input, if it didn't use optimally, it can it can affect the surroundings such as pollution and many more. So smart managing apps, what is smart managing apps for paddy field? Is an app to help farmer in paddy field to manage their farm very well by keeping all the infield data in the apps and compute a result at the end of the season. So why these apps? SMA, because it's easy to access, can use it everywhere, and it can help to manage the paddy field, paddy farmer. Yeah, it can help to manage paddy field and also can save all in-field operation data. Next, for problem statement, we have two problem statement, which is first is benefit cost ratio is too low in Malaysia, and the second one is some energy was not used in optimum way. So as you can see on the top figure, this is the table of comparison of benefit cost ratio for the efficient and inefficient farm. So basically from this table we can see that the benefit cost ratio is 1.52 for the efficient farm. So from this it means that if we invest 1 ringgit for our farm, we only get 52 cents at the end of the season. So because of lots of farmer change their direction by selling their land to the developer, and some of them use the land for the other agriculture purpose. And then second figure is the table of observed versus compute mean energy input based source in unit megajoule per hectare. So as you can see, the difference between the observed the for fertilizer energy, the difference is very high, which is 2016.466 megajoule per hectare. This difference means that fertilizer energy does not use in the optimum way, which will bring a bad effect to the environment such as pollution. And next, for the objective, the main objective is to develop a user-friendly apps that is able to record all the inputs, and at the same time able to display the performance of their farm throughout the season. So for the specific objective, we have two, which is to develop an apps-based bookkeeping system for the farmers to record all required information on ground and to calculate and display the output or result of farm management throughout the season. For methodology, basically this is the concept of the project, which is user need to fill in all the information for all operation, and based on the data from the operation will be used to compute a result in the output. So first we start with create class and XML file. Class is a main place to program all activities in the app. So class need to be created depends on how you want your activity look like. So a few commands used to run the program such as intent, void, and string. The second one is XML. XML stands for extendable markup language. XML is a markup language similar to HTML, which is hypertext markup language. It was developed as an standard for data encoding in web-based application. So few attributes were used such as Android layout width to indicate width of the layout, Android layout margin to define how many extra spaces on all sides of the layout. Next is create a room database. So basically room database is chosen to store all the database because it is much easier to handle. So room is made up of three major components, which is database, class, DAOs, and entities, as you can see in the figure below. And the third one is code a program. So for intent was used to command was used to pass from one activity to another as shown in figure below. So as you can see in the figure, intern was used to transfer from main activity to another activity. Next is code formula to display an output. So basically, formula is to compute a formula used in this apps to compute a parameter in output display layout. So it can be used to code a formula by calling any related input data from database into the formula. So the last one is deploy and test. The purpose is to avoid any mistake or error in the apps and to make sure the apps run smoothly, correctly on every device type of size that has been targeted at the early of the project. There are two ways to deploy an apps. First is deploy to an emulator, and the second one is to deploy to a real device. User interface is the main result for the project. As you can see, the first is splash screen. Basically, splash screen is a main layout that will appear when open the apps. So by clicking get started, the activity will change to the basic info activity. So for basic info activity is a place to fill in all the basic information such as name, location, and area, lens status, and many more. So after done, they need to click the next page, and it will brings to the data input activities. Next, for the data input layout, where all operation input field will be placed here. So basically there are 6 operation, which is lamp preparation, seeding, spraying, and many more. So basically they need to click any of the operation, and it will parse to the respective operation. Once done, user need to click next button, and it will bring the activity to the data input again, and user can choose other activity to fill in, and the same instruction need the same things need to do by user until they finish fill in all the operation. Once done, if they want to check the result, they just need to click result button. So basically this is the example of the land preparation activity, planting activity, fertilizing activity. The figure, the layout for the land preparation activity, planting activity, fertilizing activity. So this is the layout or the figure of the layout for spraying activity, harvesting activity, and post-harvest activity. And this is the output display activity. So basically for us, output display activity, once user click the result button in the data input section, data input layout, user will bring to this output display layout, where they need to click check button first before the result can be appear or display. Next, effect of project to safety, society, and health. So for safety, farmer does not have to work overtime as everything was planned well, such as how many times to apply fertilizer and many more. So it also will increase the food security and can reduce the pollution to environment and produce a high yield to the production. As a conclusion, an apps-based bookkeeping system for the farmers to record all required information on ground was successfully developed, and farmer can analyze their farm performance from the output obtained from the apps. For future works, it's suggested to include an update feature to the apps, include a countdown timer features for a period of paddy ripeness, and change some parameters in the result to a parameter that is easier to be understood by farmer. I think that's all from me. Thank you, and see you on the other time. Bye.